Madhava Kunja Bihari Bhattacharya Sri Bishop Srimad His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakaracharya Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Rama Srila Randra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaramudiraye Nastya Prayeshu Apatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam class. Please count it right. We are in Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 3 to 4. This Chapter 13 is Dhritarashtra quits home. Tam bandhum agatam drishtva dharmaputras sahanujaha dhritarashtra yutsuscha sutta saradvata prita Gandhari Draupadi Brahman Subhadra Chotara Kriti Anasya Jamaya Pandor Gnataya Sashudha Striya Tam bandhum agatam drishtva Dharmaputra sahanujaha Dhritarashtra yutsuscha Sutta saradvata prita Gandhari Draupadi Brahman Subhadra Chotara Kripi Anyascha Jamaya Pandor Gnataya Sasuta Striya. Anybody would like to repeat? Tam bandhum agatam drishtva Dharmaputra sahanujaha Dhritarashtra yutsuscha Sutta saradvata prita Gandhari Draupadi Brahman Subhadra Chotara Kripi Anyascha Jamaya Pandor Gnataya Sasuta Striya. Tam bandhum agatam drishtva Dharmaputra sahanujaha Dhritarashtra yutsuscha Sutta saradvata prita Gandhari Draupadi Brahman Subhadra Chotara Kripi Anyascha Jamaya Pandor Gnataya Sashtuta Striya. Tam bandhum agatam drishtva Dharmaputra sahanujaha धृतराष्ट्रो युधिष्ठिरश्च
सुतः शारदतः पिता
गान्धारी द्रौपदी ब्राह्मण सुभद्रा चोत्तरा कृपी अन्यस्य जमयोर्पाण्डु ज्ञातया सा सुता स्त्रिया tam him bandhum relative agatam having arrived there drishtva by seeing it dharmaputra yudhishthira sahanuja along with his younger brothers dhritarashtra yudsuhu satyaki cha and Suta, Sanjaya, Saradvata, Kripacharya, Prita, Kunti, Gandhari, Draupadi, Brahman, O Brahmanas, Subhadra, Cha, and Uttara, Kripi, Anya, others, Cha, and Jamaya, wives of other family members, Pandu, of the Pandavas, Nyataya, family members, Sasuta, along with their sons, Striya, the ladies. Translation. When they saw Vidura return to the palace, all the inhabitants, Maharaj Yudhishthira, his younger brothers, Dhritarashtra, Satyaki, Sanjaya, Kripacharya, Kunti, Gandhari, Draupadi, Subhadra, Uttara, Kripi, many other wives of the Kauravas, and other ladies with children, all hurried to see him in great delight. It so appeared that they had regained their consciousness after a long period. Can you repeat after me? When they saw Vidura return to the palace, all the inhabitants, Maharaj Yudhishthira, his younger brothers, Dhritarashtra, Satyaki, Sanjaya, Kripacharya, Kunti, Gandhari, Draupadi, Subhadra, Uttara, Kripi, many other wives of the Kauravas, and other ladies with children, all hurried to see him in great delight. It so appeared that they had regained their consciousness after a long period. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gandhari, the ideal chaste lady in the history of the world. She was the daughter of Maharaj Subala, the king of Gandhara, now Kandahar in Kabul, and in her maiden state she worshipped Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is generally worshipped by Hindu maidens to get a good husband. Gandhari satisfied Lord Shiva, and by his benediction to obtain 100 sons, and she was betrothed to Dhritarashtra, despite his being blind forever. When Gandhari came to know that her would-be husband was a blind man, to follow her life companion, she decided to become voluntarily blind. So she wrapped up her eyes with many silk linens, and she was married to Dhritarashtra under the guidance of her elder brother Shakuni. She was the most beautiful girl of her time, and she was equally qualified by her womanly qualities, which endeavored every member of the Kaurava court. But despite all her good qualities, she had the natural frailties of a woman, and she was envious of Kunti when the latter gave birth to a male child. Both the queens were pregnant, But Kunti first gave birth to a male child. Thus Gandhari became angry and gave a blow to her own abdomen. As a result, she gave birth to a lump of flesh only. But since she was a devotee of Vyasadeva, by the instruction of Vyasadeva, the lump was divided into 100 parts, and each part gradually developed to become a male child. Thus, her ambition to become the mother of 100 sons was fulfilled, and she began to nourish all the children according to her exalted position. When the intrigue of the battle of Kurukshetra was going on, she was not in favor of fighting with the Pandavas. Rather, she blamed Dhritarashtra, her husband, for such a fratricidal war. She desired that the state be divided into two parts for the sons of Pandu and her own. She was very affected when all her sons died in the battle of Kurukshetra, and she wanted to curse Bhimasena and Yudhishthira, but she was checked by Vyasadeva. Her mourning over the death of Duryodhana and Dushasana before Lord Krishna was very pitiful, and Lord Krishna pacified her by transcendental messages. She was equally aggrieved on the death of Karna, and she described to Lord Krishna the lamentation of Karna's wife. She was pacified by Srila Vyasadeva when he showed her dead sons they promoted to heavenly kingdoms. She died along with her husband in the jungles of Himalayas near the mouth of Ganges. She burned in a forest fire. Maharaj Yudhishthira performed a death ceremony of his uncle and aunt. Pritha, daughter of Maharaj Surasena and sister of Vasudeva, Lord Krishna's father. Later, she was adopted by Maharaj Kunti Bhoja and hence she is known as Kunti. She is the incarnation of the success potency of the personality of Godhead. The heavenly diligents from the upper planets used to visit the place of King Kunti Bhoja, and Kunti was engaged for their reception. She also served the great mystic Durvasa, and being satisfied by her faithful service, Durvasa Muni gave her a mantra by which it was possible for her to call for any demigod she pleased. As a matter of inquisitiveness, she at once called for the sun god who desired couplement with her, but she declined. But the sun god assured her immunity from virgin adulteration, and so she agreed to his proposal. As a result of this couplement, she became pregnant and Karna was born by her. By the grace of sun, she again turned into a virgin girl. But being afraid of her parents, she quitted the newly born child Karna. After that, when she actually selected her own husband, she preferred Pandu to be her husband. Maharaj Pandu later wanted to retire from family life and adopt the renounced order of life. Kunti refused to allow her husband to adopt such life, but at last Maharaj Pandu gave her permission to become a mother of sons by calling some other suitable personalities. Kunti did not accept this proposal at first, but when vivid examples were set by Pandu, she agreed. Thus, by dint of mantra awarded by Durvasa Muni, she called for Dharmaraja. Thus, Yudhishthira was born. She called for the demigod Vayu, air, and thus Bhima was born. She called for Indra, the king of heaven, and thus Arjun was born. The other two sons, namely Nakul and Sahadeva, were begotten by Pandu himself in the womb of Mantri. Later on, Maharaj Pandu died at an early age, for which Kunti was so aggrieved that she fainted. Two co-wives, namely Kunti and Mantri, decided that Kunti should live for the maintenance of the 5 minor children, the Pandavas, and Mantri should accept these sati rituals by meeting voluntary death along with her husband. This agreement was endorsed by great sages like Santa Shringa and others present on the occasion. Later on, when the Pandavas were banished from the kingdom by the intrigues of Duryodhana, Kunti followed her sons, and she equally faced all sorts of difficulties during those days. During the forest fire, one demon girl, Hidimba, wanted Bhima as her husband. Bhima refused, but when the girl approached Kunti and Yudhishthira, they ordered Bhima to accept her proposal and give her a son. As a result of this combination, Ghatotkasha was born, and he fought very valiantly with his father against the Kauravas. In their forest life, they lived with a Brahmana family that was in trouble because of one Bakasura demon. And Kunti ordered Bhima to kill the Bakasura to protect the Brahmana family against troubles created by the demon. She advised Yudhishthira to start for the Panchala Desha. Draupadi was gained in his Panchala Desha by Arjuna. But by the order of Kunti, all the 5 of the Pandava brothers became equally the husbands of Panchali or Draupadi. She was married with five Pandavas in presence of Vyasadeva. Kunti never forgot her first child, Karna, and after Karna's death in the battle of Kurukshetra, she lamented and admitted before her other sons that Karna was her eldest son prior to her marriage with Maharaj Pandu. Her prayers for the Lord after the battle of Kurukshetra, when Lord Krishna was going back home, are excellently explained. Later she went to the forest with Gandhari for severe penance. She used to take meals after each 30 days. She finally sat down in profound meditation and later burnt to ashes in a forest fire. Draupadi, the most chaste daughter of Maharaj Drupada, and partly an incarnation of the goddess Sachi, the wife of Indra. Maharaj Drupada performed a great sacrifice under the superintendence of the sage Yaja. By his first offering, Drishtadumna was born, and by the second offering, Draupadi was born. She is therefore the sister of Drishtadumna, and she is also named Panchala. The 5 Pandavas married her as a common wife, and each of them begot a son in her. Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Yudhishthira begot a son named Pratibit. Bhimasena begot a son named Suta Soma. Arjuna begot Sruta Kirti. Nakula begot Shadhanika. And Sahadeva begot Shruta Karma. She is described as a most beautiful lady, equal to her mother-in-law Kunti. During her birth, there was an arrow message that she could be called Krishna. The same message also declared that she was born to kill many a Kshatriya. By the dint of her blessings from Shankara, she was awarded 5 husbands equally qualified. When she preferred to select her own husband, princes and kings were invited from all the countries of the world. She was married with the Pandavas during their exile in the forest. But when they went back home, Maharaj Drupada gave them immense wealth as a dowry. She was well received by the daughters-in-law of Dhritarashtra. When she was lost in gambling game, she was forcefully dragged into the assembly hall, and an attempt was made by Dusyasana to see her naked beauty, even though there were elderly persons like Bhishma and Drona present. She was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, and by her praying, the Lord himself became an unlimited garment to save her from the insult. A demon of the name Jatasura kidnapped her, but her second husband Bhimasena killed the demon and saved her. She saved the Pandavas from the curse of Maharshi Durvasa by the grace of Lord Krishna. When the Pandavas lived incognito in the palace of Virata, Kichaka was attracted by her exquisite beauty, and by the arrangement with Bhima, the devil was killed and she was saved. She was very much aggrieved when her 5 sons were killed by Ashwatthama. At the last stage, she accompanied her husband Yudhishthira and others and fell on the way. The cause of her falling was explained by Yudhishthira, but when Yudhishthira entered the heavenly planet, he saw Draupadi gloriously present there as the goddess of fortune in the heavenly planet. Subhadra, daughter of Vasudeva and sister of Lord Sri Krishna. She was not only a very dear daughter of Vasudeva, but also a very dear sister to both Krishna and Baladev. The two brothers and sister are represented in the famous Jagannath temple of Puri, and the temple is still visited by thousands of pilgrims daily. This temple is in remembrance of the Lord's visit at Kurukshetra during an occasional solar eclipse and his subsequent meeting with the residents of Vrindavan. The meeting of Radha and Krishna during this occasion is a very pathetic story, and Lord Sri Chaitanya, in the ecstasy of Radha Rani, always pinned for Lord Sri Krishna at Jagannath Puri. While Arjuna was at Dwaraka, he wanted to have Subhadra as his queen, and he expressed his desire to Lord Krishna. Sri Krishna knew that his younger brother, Lord Baladev, was arranging her marriage elsewhere, and since he did not dare to go against the arrangement of Baladev, he advised Arjuna to kidnap Subhadra. So when all of them were on a pleasure trip on the Raivata hill, Arjuna managed to kidnap Subhadra according to the plan of Sri Krishna. Sri Baladev was very angry at Arjuna and he wanted to kill him, but Lord Krishna implored his brother to excuse Arjuna. Then Subhadra was duly married with Arjuna, and Abhimanyu was born of Subhadra. At the premature death of Abhimanyu, Subhadra was very mortified. But on the birth of Parikshit, she was happy and solaced. Om Ajnanatimiratasya Jnananjnashalakaya Chakshuromidlam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kata Mahyam Dadachi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamshtam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnamana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vajja Kapadarmishya Kapasundubhya Vajapatitanam Pavani Shivebhyo Namo Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Sunyavadi Pashatya Deshtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gauravakturinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Very long purport. So we are in this 13th chapter. Dhritarashtra quits home. So this chapter describes a very significant moment in the history of Kuru dynasty, where Vidura is returning back to Hastinapur from a pilgrimage. So Vidura had left Hastinapur earlier because he was insulted by Duryodhana. So instead of Vidura being reacted with anger with the insult from Duryodhana, what he did was he left the palace and he went on a pilgrimage. So this teaches us an important lesson, like great devotees do not waste time in political conflicts. Instead, they focus on spiritual growth and self-realization. So on this pursuit, Vidura had met two very important personalities, Maitreya Muni and Uddhava. So he received a deep spiritual knowledge about the absolute truth from these great personalities. Vidura had inquired and had asked many sincere questions about the creation of this universe, about this nature of the soul, about karma, destiny, what is karma, what is destiny, and what's the purpose of human life, and what is devotional service to Krishna. So all of this Vidura was inquiring all the sincere questions from Maitreya Muni and Uddhava. So he got all this spiritual knowledge and he is returning back to Hastinapur. Why does Vidura returning back to Hastinapur? Does he want to enjoy the royal palace and everything, as Duryodhana was already gone? Now Duryodhana is not there. He can easily ask Dhritarashtra, can I stay here? We're both good friends, right? But that's not the purpose of Vidura coming back. The main purpose of Vidura coming back to Hastinapur is he wants to deliver the materially attached relatives of him. He wants to deliver the materially attached relatives. So sannyasis too, right? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes to Shantipur in Advaitacharya Prabhu's house, everybody comes there. Sachi Mata, all the saintly persons will come to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Mother Sachi says, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay in Jagannath Puri. So here is sannyasis. They do not stay in home. They don't enjoy the family relatives and they don't indulge in sense gratification or enjoy Ved Prasadam and all of this. But instead, the sannyasis, they go around the world and they give the spiritual knowledge to people and uplift all the souls and do the preaching. So similarly, Vidura has come back to deliver his relatives. So when Vidura was coming back, all the relatives, everybody will come. Maharaj Yudhishthira, his younger brother, Satyaki, Draupadi, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, all of them are coming to see him and they're very happy to see him. They became so much relieved, like if a phone loses the battery when we charge the phone, it gets charged up, right? In a similar way, the devotees, after seeing the saintly person Vidura, they got charged up. Because they knew that Vidura is going to give us the knowledge and enlighten us, and we can get the clarity. So that's the power of devotees association. And all of them, they became so ecstatic in their enthusiasm. They became enthusiastic again, and they had the hope that their faith will increase with the association of Vidura. And everybody felt as if the life has returned to their bodies. That was mentioned in the purport. So that's the feeling when all of them got when Vidura returned. And Vidura got all the knowledge from the great sages about who's God, who am I, what's my relation with God, and what's the purpose of life, and what's my ultimate goal. So he asked all these sincere questions and all his philosophical doubts disappeared. And he became convinced. He became convinced of one thing. He became convinced what is the ultimate goal of life. So he became convinced that the ultimate goal of life is devotional service to Krishna. Once a person is convicted with this ultimate goal, that goal is to devotional service to Krishna, then it is the beginning of a steady devotional life. So this section, this verses describes on a number of parts, but I would like to touch on one point, the spiritual lessons that we learn from this great women, Gandhari, Draupadi, Kunti, Subhadra. So we would like to see the practical applications from these great women for our devotional life. So Gandhari is like an example of chastity. She has extraordinary spiritual strength, and when Gandhari was married to Dhritarashtra, who was blind, she learned this. She came to know that her would-be is a blind person, and when she decided to cover her eyes with cloth for the rest of her life, she thought, like, when my husband can't see the world, I should not enjoy seeing it either. This shows her deep loyalty and dedication to her husband. And her spiritual strength, like despite being the mother of the Kauravas, Gandhari understood dharma. She actually advised Dhritarashtra many times to act nicely towards Pandavas. She said, like, you can give a kingdom both for Pandavas and Kauravas. She advised Dhritarashtra. And also after Kurukshetra, after all her sons were killed, she experienced immense grief. But still, she remained as a woman of great dignity and spiritual strength. So, these are the two strengths of Gandhari. One is chastity for her husband, and the second one is her spiritual strength and standing for dharma and advising Dhritarashtra about being nice to Pandavas. The second great personality here is Kunti. So Kunti's life was full of challenges. Some of the major challenges she faced are like she raised 5 sons alone because Pandu left the body at his early age, and she followed her 5 sons in exile to forest. And she faced many political conspiracies, like Paul was trying to give them attacks and trying to give them trouble all the time. And she survived many life-threatening situations which were caused by Kauravas. So despite all these hardships, she remained fully devoted to Krishna. Her famous prayer expresses this mood, the greatest mood. Like, let calamities come again and again so that I may remember you. Let calamities come again and again so that I may remember you. This shows like that for a devotee, remembrance of Krishna is more valuable than comfort, than their well-being. This is the highest mood of a pure devotee. They are not worried about their own comforts or own pleasures or anything. They want to remember Krishna. They are deeply rooted with this, that remembering Krishna is more valuable. The greatest fear of a devotee is nothing but to never forget Krishna and always remember Krishna. That's the greatest fear of a devotee. So, this is Kunti Maharani, like depicting her devotion in difficulties. Next, the greatest personality here is Draupadi. Draupadi's character shows complete surrender. Draupadi's life has involved great suffering. One of the most famous instances from her was the attack she was attacked to disrobe. Dusyasana has attempted to disrobe her in a royal assembly. When no one was there to protect her, she prayed to Krishna. And Krishna responded by Krishna came as an unlimited cloth, protecting her dignity. This pastime teaches us an important principle. When a devotee completely surrenders, Krishna personally comes to protect them. And Krishna's protection is proportional to devotee's surrender, which is hard. So that's the great personalities, three great women, Gandhari, Kunti and Draupadi. So I would like to summarize here. Here, first thing is like Vidura wants to came back not to enjoy for sense gratification, but to give the spiritual knowledge to his relatives and elevate them. And then we have seen how the devotees, they became relieved and ecstatic by the association of saintly person like Vidura. So, like we have maybe personally experienced how we were bewildered at some point, but devotees give us the knowledge and give us clarity and take us away from confusion and put us in the right Krishna conscious situation. So that's the power of the saintly association of the devotees of Lord. And thirdly, we have seen the three great personalities, Gandhari being the example of chastity and her spiritual strength, and Kunti for showing her devotion in spite of the greatest difficulties, and Draupadi, her complete surrender, and Krishna, and how Krishna protects when we completely surrender, how Krishna protects and how Krishna personally comes and protects his devotees. Are the three main takeaways from this two verses. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and please forgive me for my mistakes, and thank you for patiently hearing. Thank you. Any comments, questions?
Thank you, Mother. Thanks for the wonderful class. Very glad to hear about saintly personalities like Vidura and also many saintly personalities, powerful women like Draupadi, Kunti Devi, Gandhari and Subhadra. So it was very amazing that how Prabhupada has designed a purport in a sense like whole Mahabharata has been covered in that. It's been very amazing. Very nice.
Yes, yeah, it's so nice. When it's a long purport, it's all Prabhupada. More, we need not to try to. It's more information there in the purport itself. It's good that I just spent all of my class reading the purport. It's better to hear from Prabhupada than me. Kandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.